Well, here we are, little Dio and I. It is so cute. Whenever I get up here to do a video or a Zoom or anything, here comes little Dio because he wants to say hello to everybody. He knows there's somebody out there to say hello to. Isn't that funny, though? He does. He loves to say hello. He's seen all the people when I'm on a Zoom meeting, all the little people in their boxes and things, and then well, I don't know. He just likes to say hello, this little special boy. So we're doing our Wednesday video. Oh, he's so snuggle cuddle. Wednesday video, and I think today the video is going to be on. Let's see, I wrote it down. Animals and the gift they give us, and they do. Even my little Dio. Look at him. He is my best little friend. And he just loves being on these videos. I hope that you enjoy them out there. So I was just thinking today that oh sweetheart, that all our animal friends, our pets, our animals, all the wildlife, you know, we're all from this earth and we're all cousins. And all the different lessons that we can learn from the animals, through their little journeys too. Little Dio has a journey. You know what his journey has been about? Love and companionship and playfulness. He's taught me to keep doing that, to have an open heart. He's a wonderful companion and he loves to play. Do you want to get on the bed? You gonna be okay on the beddy? Okay, okay. So well, I think he's happy now with his. If not, we'll get him again. But I have to have him set up. And I don't know how good that is on his spine. So we all are cousins in DNA on this planet. We evolved off of this planet. So all the life on the planet, there are they really are our relatives. So to me, the animals give lots of gifts that, you know, maybe we've forgotten. So I have so many animal stories over here, being in a rural area more than, well, with people. I don't know. I just haven't, become more reclusive in a rural area where, um, I wasn't so much in a city. But I am, a introverted personality type, that INFJ, introverted, intuitive, feeling and judging of the Meyer Briggs senior moments topology identifier. Really do think there is something to that. It helps me kind of communicate with people if I kind of can sit and figure out what type they might be by observation and questions. I learned to communicate with them better. I learned to understand them better. I learned not to take things so personal because it just may be the way they are. So today, I just have a special place in my heart for the animals over here. We have a lot of feral cats that have shown up. Well, we got some help getting them fixed. I don't like the way the ears were clipped. Really don't. They're beautiful cats. They're probably not going to go anywhere. I understand that they have to do that. So if they do wander off somewhere, they don't want to do exploratory on them and find out that they've already been fixed. So um, they clip their ear, which I don't really care for. Seems like one could put a chip in or something. I don't know. Maybe that's just too expensive and do it that way. We have, let's see, we have 4 kittens that are growing up here. We have the mama dancer, who's the mama. I don't have my mini iPad video out because it's still awfully smoky out there, and I think the smoke is from the wildfires is even going up higher, so when the air can clear, then I'll be able to get out better. But they're all growing up and playing together, and we will probably have Dancer's first batch of kittens. At least one of them, Lovey, come back. She had 3 kittens. We're told that they can get them to where they're adopted, and she can come back and live with us here in probably a few weeks. So she'll at least have some family. And what I found interesting is I've always heard that cats are solitary, they're predatory and solitary, but honestly, I think they really have their own way of having their families. You know, they are family. I think they recognize each other as family. They have a different way of interacting. No, they don't really hunt in packs. Well, the mama Dancer, though, in the mornings, she is still starting to teach her kittens how to hunt and really love mice, which I love. I just caught another mouse in here. I I can't have the cats come back here because there's a really good chance I do have allergies to cats, especially the long-haired cats. So I will probably get retested at some point for allergies, and I would suspect that will come up. But so I don't let them back where I am at, so I have to use traps. But at least we've got a whole bunch of cats to hunt mice, and that's really nice. And that's the other thing, we all have our purpose here on this planet, being cousins of DNA on the planet of evolution. Like the cats are predatory, they eat mice, sometimes my ears, my eyes. Sometimes I feel really kind of bad that I eat meat and all that, but a lot of us would not have survived on this planet without the meat and the meat products and the animals, and um, just to be really grateful and thankful. I still kind of have a problem with it. I am not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. I know there's people that do that and they seem to do okay with that kind of diet, but I don't at all. I am not a grain eater. I have a lot of problems eating grains. I don't do well with them. I get a lot of awful digestive problems with them. I do better with meat. Unfortunately, that's meat. I don't think, well, I'm so glad that other people hunt or we have, beef and, some kind of way of getting the foods to us that, uh, I should quit talking about it because it really does still bother me. But that, the cats, they catch mice, they even catch rats. Um, so here on this planet, we've earned our way in one way or another in existence. And but we also learn something about love. And I guess that's what the animals give to me is stories of love. They really are loving. They are loving in the truest way too when they give that love. It has not too much mental activity there as far as why. There's no big agenda. That the animals just give love to give love. And my little dog, my little Dio, he just gives love to give love. It's just his nature. And I got to tell you, so many times that keeps my heart open. So I want you to think about that out there. And, when you're lonely and that kind of thing, even if you just the love of an animal can be very healing, or just being in nature, or it doesn't have to always be people that, we can be grateful for what they contribute to our life. My mother, she couldn't didn't feel like she could afford a dog, you know, any veterinarian bills, and I certainly learned about that. So she always had a little parakeet, and she had the most loving um, relationship with that parakeet. That parakeet kept her heart open. They were such good buddies. And for an elderly person, that was sometimes her companionship. So these cousins of creatures and animals and such are our cousins in DNA. And all the lessons and the beingness that they are, uh, we are too. You know, we can learn so much from them. I watched oh, I think it was on Facebook. I think someone, bobcats had come up lately. Someone mentioned a bobcat being around their reservation where it hadn't been before, and another fellow down in Sedona was out on a hike and he saw a bobcat and he just filmed them. Bobcats are, they're just like kind of not much bigger than cats, really. So what the gifts that the bobcat gave in intuition and, being solitary and being happy with that and patience. And these are the things that the animals do teach us, that when they come into our lives, especially if it's unexpectedly and unusual, pay attention because you're probably getting a message. And that is that message, I think, from the all in all that created us, creator, that we are also tied to. And all this journey of all of us, the animals, us, we are soul. And there's my little dog chipping in too. He probably wants to play. And maybe I've gone on too long. So think about that and be grateful because it's not always people that are going to come along and give you what you think you need. Actually, when you feel like there's something you need from people, it's probably you needing to give something. It usually is that you really have to give first. So if everyone gives first, everyone's giving. All right, the dog is telling me that's enough. Okay.